Starmer went on to say that the trade deal will provide long-term benefits, with £4.8 billion being added to the UK economy every year.
It is good for consumers because it will bring down prices on Indian goods in the United Kingdom, like clothes and shoes and food, and it will deliver benefits for the long term. It will add about £4.8 billion to the UK economy every year and £2.2 billion to wages and hundreds of millions of pounds to regions and nations up and down the United Kingdom.
And Prime Minister Modi, along with his British counterpart Keir Starmer, visited an exhibition where products were displayed by Indian businesses based in the UK. English Premier League trophy also was on display in the exhibition. During the visit, the Prime Minister also met players of Buckinghamshire street cricket hubs. Street cricket hubs in the UK offer accessible and inclusive cricket programs, particularly for young people. And my colleague Gautam Roy joins us with the latest. Gautam, tell us more about the FTA. What's in it for the consumers or end users of both countries? How do they stand to benefit from it?
Well, tremendously, in one word, Ramesh, because what will happen is a lot of, in fact, all Indian goods that are really imported in terms of value to the UK are going to come in at zero tariff. So the prices of those goods will come down. They'll become more competitive with similar imports that the UK has from other countries. So they will have better access to the UK market, and India, I think, exports to the UK to the tune of almost 20 billion UK pounds. So this can be expected to go up, and the same goes for the UK as well. Their goods will have much better access. They will become cheaper, perhaps, although that depends on how certain levies are, put by different authorities in India as well. In the case of, say, alcohol, if the duty on, say, Scotch goes down from 150% to 75% from the time that this pact comes into effect, we'll have to wait and see if it's passed on completely by state governments that levy excise on all alcohol as well. So it should be passed on to a large extent. Let's hope that. And prices of a lot of things will come down in both the countries.
Indeed. And Gautam, the Prime Minister spoke about the Pahalgam terror attack. He said there is no room for double standards on terrorism. In the same way, he said that India and the UK agree that extremist forces cannot be allowed to abuse democratic freedoms. Why don't you put his remarks in their proper context for our viewers?
Well, yes, certainly. I mean, India and UK have shared history where the scourge of terrorism has plagued both the countries as well, even together. We've had victims of terrorism that have met a very, very dark fate. But that is how we recognize this issue and speak in one voice on it. And when the PM says double standards should not be tolerated and will not be tolerated, that is very clear that it is in support of the kind of action that India took after the Pahalgam terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir, where we launched Operation Sindhu. So the UK has stood by in condemning the Pahalgam terror attack to the maximum. So in a way, that means that UK also supports the kind of action that India took. And the same goes for those who misuse the freedom of speech and democracy here in the UK to hold protests, they say, but they then denigrate into defacement of public property, defacement of Indian assets here in the UK in terms of attacks in consulates and high commissions. We've seen that happening in the past. We've seen visits of dignitaries, Indian dignitaries to the UK being disrupted as well, although that has not happened this time around because a complete wrap was kept on the kind of places that the Prime Minister will be visiting as part of his this two-day visit to the UK this time around, including his place of stay, which is in the outskirts of London. But we've always maintained that it is London indeed that Prime Minister Modi is visiting. So that's the kind of situation that has been there, and that has been equally condemned by the UK and by India.
Also, Gautam, India and the UK have agreed on a Vision 2035 document. What can you tell us about the document?
Well, this document, of course, is an extension of the Vision 2030 document as well, and India and the UK are on a common page where a lot of issues, challenges the world faces, as well as the kind of opportunities that are presented in this sort of situation are concerned. So they intend to increase cooperation in a number of areas, be it in security of, ensuring that the Indo-Pacific is open, free and fair and has access for everyone. That is a vital part of that, the issue of terrorism as well. But by and large, apart from expanding trade and investment is a large focus, supply chains is a major focus. There is, of course, huge cooperation going on the fronts of technology as well as the development of critical minerals. There's an initiative that began just last year. It's just had its anniversary. It's something that is paving the way for a lot of collaboration between not just the governments, but the private sectors as well. So the vision statement reflects that too. And in the essence of bringing people more and more closer as well, there are elements of that in it too. And even this particular CETA that we have is paving the way for a lot of people to come and work, study in the UK. Education is a major front. Another one is health. We've seen India and the UK come together and come up with the Covishield vaccine in the COVID times, and that went around all over the world, earning credit for India to a large extent. But the UK, of course, was involved in the research in developing that vaccine. So it's a joint effort. Again, where renewable energy is concerned, UK has a tremendous interest in the kind of efforts that India is making to ensure that it meets its climate commitments, and there are lots of investments possible in that sphere as well. That may figure perhaps as a side step for Prime Minister Modi as well. He might visit a place where there are certain solar panels. That's what we've been told, but for now I'm waiting for confirmation on that front. So all these areas, the multifaceted ties that India and the UK has been covered by the UK, this vision document, and taken forward, and a vision of future cooperation has also been put across over there.
Indeed, and talking about multifaceted relationship, Gautam, people-to-people ties is one of the pillars of the India-UK relationship as well. What can you tell us about the Indian diaspora in the UK and how they help grow the bilateral ties?
Oh, it's really tough to say to what extent have they added to the kind of ties that India and UK have, the kind of position that UK has as the 6th largest economy in the world. It used to be the 5th largest. India overtook it and now is the 4th largest, pretty soon to be 3rd largest. And the 1.8 million, that's the conservative figure. Other estimates put it at 2 million, contributing tremendously to the growth of the UK economy. They are among the highest earning on an average in terms of different ethnicities and people of different origin, diaspora terms in the UK. And they contribute in every field, be it education, health, industry, small stores, motels, hotels, everything in every sphere. The Indian diaspora has contributed, and now, of course, there is that opportunity of those who have made the money in the UK to come and invest it in India as well. And I spoke just yesterday to the Arora Group's founder and chairman, Surinder Arora. He said that, and this is a company that's worth billions. This is a company that was set up by a person who came to the UK when he was 13, and one of his jobs was a loader at Heathrow Airport, and now he has a conglomerate which has no stake right now in India, zero investments in India. He's saying, now I'm looking to invest in India pronto.
And finally, Gautam, we've discussed about commerce, we've discussed about cricket. There's also chicken tikka masala that brings the two countries and their peoples together. Now, having spent the last few days in the UK, Gautam, tell us give us a sense of where the two countries might go from here in terms of their future trajectory, and also your impressions about the country, of the last several days that you've been there.
Well, this is a very vibrant country. It's a multicultural country. I mean, look at London. It's a global city, one of the best cities in the world to visit, one of the most visited cities in the world as well. It's a showcase for the kind of country the UK is. It's got a beautiful countryside. It's got a lot to offer to India as well. I mean, the salmon that comes out of the waters around the islands in Scotland. There are some offshore islands as well. That's celebrated across the world. It's well known. Indian shrimp is well known. Indian mango pulp. Look at the kind of thing. Tea, coffee from India. The duties will go down to zero on those. And look at the kind of interaction that will have. The Indian diaspora has already been an ambassador of Indian products here with their restaurants, with their cultural presentations. We saw some of that happening when Prime Minister Modi reached his place of stay here on the outskirts of London as well yesterday in the evening. And all that will get magnified, manyfold, hopefully, with the kind of things that are, in the pipeline. Not just the CETA, this free trade agreement, but so many other things that are at play right now.
All right, we leave it there. Gautam, thank you for the updates. Appreciate it. That was my colleague Gautam Roy reporting there on the Prime Minister's ongoing visit to the UK.